Did you know that many Amish people don't even have electricity? They live simple lives, working hard on the land, spending time with family, and supporting each other in close-knit communities. No fancy cars, no smartphones buzzing with notifications, and no screens pulling their attention every few seconds. While most of us are tangled up in credit cards, mortgages, and online banking, the Amish keep it simple. They live debt-free, without all the financial stress that comes with modern banking. But what if there's more to the Amish way of life than meets the eye? Could they actually be wealthier than we think? But here's a twist. Could some Amish people be investing in things like Bitcoin? Stick around, because what we're about to uncover might just blow your mind. Now, when we think of the Amish, most people picture horse-drawn buggies, plain clothes, and a life with no technology. But there's a lot more to their way of life than those simple images. Let's start by busting some common myths about the Amish that just aren't true. One of the biggest myths about the Amish is that they're poor. In reality, many Amish families are actually quite wealthy. They don't rely on debt like most of us do. Think about it. While the average person juggles credit card bills, car payments, and a mortgage, the Amish prefer to pay with cash. They save up and buy homes and land outright, avoiding the burden of loans and interest. Imagine being able to buy a house without ever needing a loan from the bank. But that's just the start. Here's another myth: that the Amish reject all forms of technology. It's true. They don't use tech in the same way we do, but that doesn't mean they avoid it entirely. The Amish have a careful approach to technology. They don't automatically reject every modern invention. They think about how each one might impact their lives and communities. For example, while they don't own cars, they sometimes use them if it's practical, like for long-distance travel. And although they don't use electricity from the grid, many communities use generators or other tools for specific purposes, especially for work. Now that we've cleared up some of these myths, let's dive deeper into how the Amish really think about technology and things like Bitcoin, and why their unique approach might have lessons for all of us. It's a common misconception that the Amish reject all forms of technology. The truth is, the Amish are very selective about the technology they allow. They carefully consider each tool and gadget, thinking about whether it will help or harm their way of life. They don't automatically say no to every new invention. Instead, they ask, will this bring us closer together or push us further apart? For example, while they don't use electricity from the public grid, many Amish communities use gas-powered generators for specific tasks, like running a workshop or powering tools on the farm. They avoid things like TVs and internet because they feel it might distract them from family and community. But if a piece of technology serves a clear purpose and doesn't interfere with their values, some Amish groups are open to using it. Some Amish even use cell phones for business purposes, especially when dealing with people outside their communities. They might not carry them around in their pockets like we do, but they're willing to make exceptions if it helps their work. So it's not as simple as saying they reject technology. They're just careful about how and when they use it. Another example is how they approach cars. Most Amish won't own a car, but they might hire a driver to take them on longer trips or to get supplies. It's all about using technology in a way that supports their community rather than changes it. By keeping technology at a distance, they maintain control over how it impacts their lives. But what happens when an Amish person hears about something like Bitcoin? A currency that's completely digital and doesn't involve any banks? That might seem like a world away from Amish life, but maybe it's not as far as we think. Coming up, we'll reveal how the Amish approach money and investing. And who knows? Maybe there's something in their way of handling finances that could revolutionize your personal finance game. The Amish are known for their simple lifestyle, but they're also masters at money management. While most rely on credit cards, loans, and mortgages, the Amish live by entirely different rules. They avoid debt unless it's absolutely necessary, saving diligently until they can afford big purchases outright. Imagine being able to buy a house or land with cash, no mortgage. That's exactly what many Amish families do. They work hard, save consistently, and only buy what they can pay for up front, avoiding interest payments and staying out of debt. In a world where many are weighed down by loans, the Amish are practically debt-free. Could their secret unlock financial freedom for the rest of us? Living without debt isn't easy, but the Amish prove it's possible. By prioritizing what matters and spending wisely, they achieve a level of financial stability most people only dream of. Another unique aspect of Amish finances is their focus on community support. Amish families help each other through tough times, whether it's for medical bills, building a barn, or starting a business. Instead of relying on banks, they rely on each other. This close-knit support network serves as a built-in safety net of friends and family. The Amish also avoid unnecessary luxuries. They're not chasing trends or upgrading gadgets. Instead, they keep expenses low by focusing on basic needs and simple living. This frugality helps them save more, reduces financial stress, and leaves more for essentials like land, family, and community. So, what if we applied some of these Amish principles? Imagine the freedom of living without debt and making big purchases without loans. Up next, we'll explore practical steps inspired by the Amish to help you build a path to financial freedom. But what about investments like Bitcoin? While Amish values offer stability, the volatile world of cryptocurrency presents a different story. Bitcoin is known for its wild price swings, something that doesn't sit well with the Amish, who value stability and predictability. For the Amish, financial security isn't about making quick profits. It's about having enough to care for their families and live comfortably. But could there still be something in Bitcoin that appeals to their way of thinking? Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network, free from government control, much like how the Amish maintain separation from mainstream society to preserve their values. Just as the Amish live independently from big institutions, Bitcoin allows people to manage their finances without relying on banks or government oversight. This shared value of independence might make Bitcoin interesting to the Amish, even if its volatility remains a barrier. A story on Reddit highlights this possibility. One user shared an encounter with an Amish man who was curious about Bitcoin. He wanted to understand its use and potential, showing that the Amish aren't closed off to new ideas, they just approach them cautiously. Ultimately, the Amish way of balancing independence with caution offers lessons for anyone exploring decentralized finance. While most Amish wouldn't dive into Bitcoin, the intersection of their values with modern technology provides a unique perspective on financial freedom. A Reddit user recently shared a story that left people quite surprised. This user described a conversation with an Amish man who, unexpectedly, was curious about Bitcoin. Yes, you heard that right. An Amish man interested in cryptocurrency. This story challenges the common belief that the Amish avoid technology and new ideas from the outside world. In reality, it seems some Amish people might be more open-minded than we give them credit for. During the conversation, the Amish man wanted to understand how Bitcoin works. He asked questions about digital wallets, the blockchain, and how people use Bitcoin without involving banks. He was genuinely interested in the technology and its operations. While the Amish remain cautious about adopting new tech, this doesn't mean they're totally unaware of what's happening beyond their communities. many actually stay informed about the wider world, choosing to interact with it in a unique way. Could it be that some Amish people are more tech-savvy than we think? This story leads us to wonder how much the Amish understand about the digital world, and whether they might ever see it as useful. In the Reddit story, the user explained Bitcoin as a way to make transactions without traditional banks. This caught the Amish man's attention, given the Amish preference to limit reliance on outside institutions. The idea of a currency that doesn't need banks or government control aligns with Amish values of self-reliance and independence. It's like a modern form of bartering, something Amish communities have practiced for generations. While the Amish man was curious, he stayed cautious. He didn't rush to buy Bitcoin, he just wanted to know more. Stories like this remind us the Amish aren't as disconnected as we assume, often hearing about modern ideas and weighing them against their own values. Could the Amish perspective on tech and independence teach us something about our own relationship with technology? This curious exploration of Bitcoin might just offer a fresh perspective on the digital age. While the Amish are generally cautious with their money, some do engage in investing, but they aren't looking for quick gains or high-risk bets. Instead, they focus on low-risk, long-term opportunities that align with their values. For the Amish, investing isn't about trends, it's about building reliable wealth over time. Amish investors are often interested in stocks or funds that offer stability and fit their ethical standards. They avoid companies tied to luxury or entertainment industries, favoring sectors like agriculture or community businesses that reflect their focus on practicality and sustainability. This raises an interesting question. Could something like Bitcoin, with its wild price swings, ever fit into the Amish approach to investing? The short answer is probably not for most. Bitcoin's unpredictable nature contrasts sharply with their careful, measured investment style. The rapid ups and downs of Bitcoin make future planning challenging, and for a community that values stability, such volatility is hard to justify. The Amish look for security and a solid foundation, not high-risk investments that might pay off today and tank tomorrow. However, some Amish might find Bitcoin intriguing. For those who value its decentralized nature, independent of government and big banks, it could be a rare exception. They may see Bitcoin as a way to hold assets outside conventional systems, aligning somewhat with their self-reliance and independence. But this interest remains uncommon. The Amish focus on long-term growth rather than quick profits offers valuable lessons. By avoiding high-risk investments, they build resources to rely on in tough times. This steady approach may seem old-fashioned, but it has allowed Amish families to achieve solid financial security without needing modern banking systems. Next, we'll explore Amish saving and investing strategies that could transform your financial future. Debt-free and focused on lasting assets. The Amish are experts at saving and investing in practical, sustainable ways. Unlike many today, they avoid debt and live well within their means, allowing them to save consistently, even without large incomes. For the Amish, saving isn't just a habit, it's a lifestyle that builds financial security. One of their biggest secrets? They invest in tangible assets they can understand, like land, local businesses, and community projects. They believe in putting money into things that are real and close to home, where they can see and trust their investments. This approach minimizes risk and ensures their finances go towards something reliable. Imagine applying these principles to modern investing. What if you focused on assets you understood and trusted? Community welfare is also a major priority for the Amish. They don't just think about their own needs, they look out for each other. When a family faces a big expense, like a medical bill or a new barn, The community raises funds or offers support. This strong network helps them manage financial challenges together, reducing the need for outside loans. Besides investing locally, the Amish live simply, avoiding unnecessary expenses. You won't see them chasing luxury items or the latest gadgets. By cutting out excess, they save more and keep spending low. This simplicity not only reduces financial stress, but also gives them control over their finances. For the Amish, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about building a lasting foundation. Their investments focus on stability and long-term value, allowing them to make large purchases, like homes or farms, without needing a mortgage. What if we took a page from their playbook? By living simply, investing in trusted assets, and supporting each other, we could achieve financial stability without risky investments. Up next, we'll explore how these Amish principles can be applied to your own financial future for a life that's secure and less stressful. So, what can we learn from the Amish? Their way of life may seem old-fashioned, but it holds some timeless financial wisdom. Here are 5 key principles that could change the way we think about money and life. Live simply. Avoid unnecessary debt. Invest wisely. Value community. And be cautious with new technology. First, living simply means cutting out the clutter, financially and personally. The Amish focus on what they truly need, not on endless consumerism. By doing so, they save money and reduce stress. Imagine if we applied that to our own lives, avoiding the pressure to buy the latest gadgets or trends. Avoiding debt is another powerful lesson. The Amish are very careful about taking on loans and prefer to pay with cash whenever possible. Debt can hold us back, so minimizing it can give us more freedom to focus on what really matters. But what about investing? The Amish invest in things they know, like land and community projects. By choosing reliable, understandable investments, they avoid risky ventures that could threaten their financial stability. Imagine if we did the same, focusing on investments that bring steady value rather than chasing after high-stakes returns. Community is also essential. The Amish help each other, providing a safety net in times of need. Building strong connections with those around us can offer support and make financial challenges easier to handle. This focus on community reminds us that we don't have to face everything alone. But here's a question. How do these lessons translate to something as new and abstract as cryptocurrency? Is it possible to apply Amish values to something as modern as Bitcoin? Don't go anywhere. We're about to connect the dots between Amish wisdom and Bitcoin. By blending these timeless principles with new technology, we might just find a way to navigate the modern world with less stress and more security. If we look at Bitcoin through an Amish lens, we start to see things differently. The Amish don't just think about profit, they consider the utility, ethical implications, and impact on their community. For them, any financial decision has to align with their values of stability, simplicity, and trust. Bitcoin's volatility might be a problem, but what about other forms of cryptocurrency, like stablecoins, which are designed to be more predictable? Imagine if there were a cryptocurrency created specifically with community in mind. It could be backed by real assets, or even by the community itself, allowing people to invest without taking on the wild ups and downs of traditional cryptocurrencies. Such a currency would align more closely with the Amish preference for security and reliability. Could this be the future of ethical investing? A system where financial growth doesn't come at the cost of stability and values? Applying Amish values to cryptocurrency would mean focusing on long-term benefits rather than short-term gains. For the Amish, investing in something means it has to serve a purpose beyond just making money. It has to bring something positive to the community. A community-backed cryptocurrency could potentially do this, offering a way to save and invest without the risks tied to most digital currencies. This approach raises an interesting question. Could we create financial systems that are both modern and ethical, systems that prioritize stability and community welfare over endless growth? By blending the Amish principles of simplicity, responsibility, and community with the possibilities of digital currency, we might have a roadmap for a different kind of financial future. Stay with us as we explore how the Amish way of thinking about money and community might just change the way we approach the world of digital finance. By embracing some Amish principles, we can reduce stress, build stronger communities, and even work toward financial freedom. The Amish show us that life doesn't have to be complicated to be fulfilling. Living simply, focusing on what truly matters, and supporting each other can lead to a more balanced and peaceful life. Their way of life encourages us to prioritize our relationships, spend wisely, and avoid the stress that often comes with a fast-paced, materialistic lifestyle. Imagine what would happen if we applied these principles in our own lives. By cutting out unnecessary expenses, we could save more and worry less about money. By focusing on community, we could build stronger support networks and rely on each other more. And by being thoughtful with technology, we could stay connected without feeling overwhelmed. These changes may seem small, but they could transform how we live and how we approach our financial decisions. Ready to make a change? Let's see how you can start today. So, would the Amish invest in Bitcoin? Most of them probably wouldn't in its current form, but the appreciation and independence it offers might catch the eye of the rare Amish investor looking for a long-term opportunity. The intersection of their timeless values with modern finance offers valuable lessons and new possibilities for all of us. What do you think? Could blending traditional Amish wisdom with cutting-edge tech lead to a better financial future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. Also, be sure to share this video with friends and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our future videos. Until next time, may your pockets and hearts be as full as an Amish pantry.